Welcome to Gail's Garden, Herbs and More. We're going to be talking about repurposing things to decorate your garden. And one of the first things that I want to show you that I used was, these are old olive bins and they're really getting ratty looking. I mean, they were used pretty well whenever I got them. But this thing right here, which really adds a lot, that was an extra panel that I had when I was putting up in front of our patio area for the grapes. I had that extra one, and I haven't really been able to find a good home for it, but it fits perfectly across those two olive boxes, and it really decorates it up and makes it look nice. Now let me show you something else that I used. Okay, these are the other side of the olive boxes, and these little things here, I had used them as privacy fencing around the patio and a different decorating theme, which has long been gone because we had to use that area for something else. And they have found a new home on this side of my olive bins to decorate for that. So, I mean, they look pretty rustic and like they're maybe just of no use anymore because they're like shredding, but actually that looks kind of neat. And it's perfect. I mean, it looks much better than the olive bins do. Again, this is one of my single olive bins, and I just had a little short piece of the plastic, not sure what you call that. They're kind of a siding type thing. But, yeah, that works great there. Now let's move on to something else. Okay, Driftwood. Went down to the river, or actually the lake, and found a bunch of driftwood, and I've had that for a few years now. And that old chair, I repurposed the old chair, and I have painted it with the shellac. I need to give it another painting for this year to keep the moisture out of it. Underneath are some rocks that I got out of a creek. I don't know if you can see it because of the way the shade is, but you might be able to see a little better there, to put the chair on. So, yeah, that is something that we repurposed. Also, putting these boxes up, we put these pieces of branches that have been cut out of the olive trees, and the plants crawl up them and curl around, and I also had some stuff tied, and also had another trellis that was on the back ones years ago, which I've taken down. I have these are tomato cages, which I have repurposed because they were so chintzy. They didn't anyway hold tomatoes. So I just tied two. This one I didn't do too well, but I tied two on the bottom and then put one on top. And I've done that before for beans too, but I've got a lemon cucumber down there in both boxes that I'm doing that for. So you can repurpose things that really aren't good. I think somebody gave me a bunch of those, and they're just too thin. They're too chintzy for tomatoes, but they're great to put together for a trellis. Of course, I had that little pool when we had a ducky, and after we got rid of Ducky, then it made a nice little, I didn't put any holes or anything in it because your skull cap likes kind of swampy, so it holds the moisture better without any holes. So it was great to put my skull cap in. Another repurposing for Ducky's old pool. Now this is getting up to I'm working also. Everything is always a work in progress, but see all those little log pieces? Those are just pieces out of the wood pile, but they look kind of neat there in the garden. So I repurposed log pieces to kind of, to decorate with around this area. You can find things just around your yard. Of course, a repurposed wine barrel, it really did have wine in it. You could see the wine stains in it before I planted in it. But there's a lot of things you can repurpose to plant in. Okay, an old mailbox. This is great. I store stuff in it right now. I have it empty. I'm redoing stuff, but I had a lot of my little hand tools stored in there. So it worked great for that, and I painted the side up, and it's kind of faded out now. Needs some reworking. And that thing in the back that's holding all that, that comes off the back. You know, people used to put them on the back of their toilet to hold their towels and stuff. Little rack. So I have it out here holding stuff in my little work area in the garden. And then just, again, logs from the wood pile and old boards put together to hold stuff for my little work area here. There are so many things that you can repurpose, like that big tote box there. You just drill some holes, or actually I take a hot nail and put the drainage holes along the side and I plant in them. So there's many, many things that you can do. I have a lot of things that I have repurposed. For right now, I'm going to close. Maybe I'll do some more if anybody's interested, if they like this kind of thing. But I got that old cement bird bath type thing. And then I bought at like a little flea market type thing, this little metal thing, which is, I think maybe it was a plant stand or something. I'm really not sure what that was. And then at the thrift store, I found this bowl that to me just really, it fit. You know, it sits in there and it fit and it worked. And I just love that. There are so many things that you can repurpose and use in the garden. Those are just a few ideas that I wanted to share with you. I hope that you all enjoyed that. And give me a thumbs up if you did, because that helps get my channel out. And maybe another time I'll show you some more things. Bye now.